Hey, what's going on, Traders Profit Club? This is G Money from the Discord, here to talk to you about just a simple trade here we're going to do with 3Commas. Actually, it's a smart trade. Hopefully you are using 3Commas. If not, I highly recommend the service to you. Links are provided here with Traders Profit Club to get you set up with a 3Commas account. Um, anyway, so here I am at the smart trade um, function here within 3Commas. Right here, we can select our trading pairs. Right here, I've got ADA typed in, and I can add that to my favorites. But I would just click my coin here, type in my coin here, and then I can click the star so I can easily retrieve that and add additionals if I'd like to. That way I can retrieve the chart from TradingView or the trade fairly quickly. But today we're going to just do a sample trade with Bitcoin and ADA trading pair. I've got the chart pulled up anyway, and that's a nice feature with 3Commas is I can view the actual chart at the same time. Um, Down here we've got a few functions you'll notice: buy, sell feature, smart trade, smart sell, smart cover. Today we are going to cover smart trade. Uh, Smart trade, if you understand smart trade, then you will understand smart sell. Smart trade is if you do not already own the coin through Binance, what this allows you to do is purchase that coin, set up all your parameters, and let the bot just do its job. Now, with smart trade, um, you'll notice down here we can select how many units we want to purchase of ADA that we've got selected. Um, and we will also have our price down here that we're going to be purchasing at, which would be 789 Satoshis. Now, whenever you look at your trading view, this chart, you're going to notice there is two prices here. You've got one in the red, which is 788. That would be the current price. 789 in blue is the price that we have set in here. So if I were to set this to 775, you'll notice that buy is down here, and it turns this blue bar is down here now. So, but the nice thing with Traders Profit Club is if you get a VIP signal, the analysts are telling you exactly where to buy anyways. So let's just, for example purposes, let's go to, we're just going to put it 780, like we are going to buy it down here, 88. Okay, so we've also got a trailing buy feature. If we've got that off, then ignore it. If you turn it on, you'll notice that this becomes available. Trailing buy feature allows you to, so once the price hits 780, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to buy it. If the price were to continue lower, it's going to follow that price downward to allow you to get the best entry possible. It's going to follow it by 3% down. So you can adjust that percentage based on whatever variable you feel comfortable with. But for this example, I'm going to turn this feature off, but I wanted to explain trailing buy at least for you. So also down here, you've got a percentage. So you can select what percent of your available balance of Bitcoin that you were going to purchase of ADA. You can select a specific percentage for the trade. And you'll notice whenever you click these, that number changes here. So I'm going to keep in, we're going to do a simple number for simple math later when we set up our take profit targets. So anyway, we got that in. We're going to buy 5,000 units of ADA. It's 780 BTC value. So let's go ahead and set up our take profit. We'll click that. Take profit is turned on. Okay. So let's say that Traders Profit Club gives you two targets. Okay, we're just going to throw in example numbers here so we can set up this trade. So it's very simple though. Traders Profit Club tells you that they want you to sell at 810 Satoshis. Okay, so that's a gain of 3.84%. That's another feature that I like out of 3Commas is it's going to tell me what my uh, profit will be for each target and my stop loss, what risk level I'm considering when taking this trade. So here we've got a feature you'll notice trailing take profit. And that's turned off. If we want to turn that on, what that's going to do is allow me, once the price hits 810 Satoshis, it doesn't mean necessarily it's going to sell it, but that's when it'll activate the sell. Okay. If I wanted to trail that price and take profit, if the price were to continue upward, you will stay in that trade and it'll follow it by whatever percentile you specify here. So you can maximize your profits on that trade. Now, a lot of people ask, hey, what kind of percentage do you deviate from that take profit price? And what I'll say is a lot of the times I allow that coin to kind of tell me historically of where it's been as far as these wicks are concerned, because that lets you know that maybe that take profit level, that price will just wick into that zone and come right back down. So smaller cap coins, more wicks. If I look back on the history of that coin and we got long wicks, and I'm not going to be greedy. Let's just go with 1%. But again, you specify 2%, 3%. It just depends on really the future of that coin, how bullish the signal is. And a lot of times, Traders Profit Club, they are adding if it's a high risk, if it's a medium risk, low risk, high risk. If it's a high risk, obviously you just want to go with this lower percentile there. Or you even have the ability just to turn it back off. Okay, so trailing take profit, we got that turned on. We're going to follow it by 1% for this first target of 810 Satoshis. So that means that I could be only profiting 2.84 if it were to dip right here at this first target. All right, so let's go ahead and split the targets up though. Let's say Traders Profit Club gives you 2 targets, okay? So our first target, we are going to, let's just say we're going to sell half of our units, so that would be 50% of 5,000 units, which would be, excuse me, 2,500 units we're going to sell at 810 Satoshis, okay? And then now that we've got that one take profit level in there, let's say Traders Profit Club gave you that second target, okay? So there's your first one. We've got our sell for 50% of the 5,000 units, 2,500 units we're going to sell. And then our next one, let's say Traders Profit Club tells us 920 Satoshis. And look at that. It automatically is calculating a 17.94% gain. Excuse me. So right here, again, we're going to specify how much of that remaining 2,500 units that we want to sell. We're going to go ahead and set up a sell for the other 50 units though. All right, so, and here we can also specify trailing take profit. We can turn that off again for this next take profit level if we just want to take that right there, that 17.94% gain, and leave it alone. We can do so, or turn that back on. And again, you can adjust the trailing take profit by whatever percentile you want to. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add that target. Okay. Now, next thing we're going to do is we are going to set up a stop loss, okay? Stop loss, again, we're getting a percentile of what we're looking to lose on this trade. So we are looking at entering at 780, but let's say Traders Profit Club gives you a number, and they just tell you, here, we'll just go with that. So we're looking at up to 710. That is our stop loss. We've got that turned on. So we're looking at a loss of 8.97%. But obviously the reward is there for especially hitting that take profit too. We can also put in what's called a stop loss timeout. Okay, so this is a feature that I nearly always turn on. In fact, I do every time. And what this does is it keeps you in the trade. If a whale or somebody were to come in and manipulate the price and throw in a big red wick and try to hit everyone's stop losses and come right back out of it and shoot right back up, it'll keep you in that trade even though that price of 710 Satoshis may have been touched. Because it has to stay within that price within that certain time limit. A lot of times I keep in a 3-minute time limit. Okay, and I know that you guys have heard a name talking about trailing stop loss. That's turned off right now, but if you were to turn that on, what that does is that once the price of the coin goes up from your buy price, right here, 780, if it were to go up 6%, it would automatically trail up by 6%. So now that 8% would become like a 2% or so stop loss instead of an 8%. Okay, so I've explained this. We've got smart trade. We've got our units, 5,000 units. We've got our price that we're going to buy it at 780 Satoshis. Trailing by, I've actually turned that off. And we've got our market order for a sell price of 810 Satoshis and 920 Satoshis for 100% of our coin here. Now that you've got every bit of that set up, you're ready to go. And honestly, this is a very quick process. I just wanted to explain it a little bit further in depth. And finally, click Create Trade. We're going to confirm our trade here. Here's all our data and confirm. And that's it, fellas. That's all you got to do here with 3Commas.